Good morning everyone and welcome to Morning Markets from True Potential. Today we'll look at equity market performance from yesterday and then we'll look at one or two economic data points as well. Looking at asset market performance yesterday, really not a lot to say from equity markets, very little change there. Similar themes to that which we've been discussing over the past couple of days. Bond markets, however, we did see sovereign bond yields come in a little bit yesterday, most notable in the US where we saw the 10-year come back in below 1.6% and similar moves if we look at UK gilts and German bunds, so sovereign bonds coming in a little bit, which did continue to support that equity market performance, which has been moving ever so slightly from value towards some of the growth names that we've seen over the past couple of days. I think the other thing in the US, it's worth noting that the yield curve itself continues to flatten a little bit, so the longer end of the curve coming in, but also we saw a strong auction for 2-year treasuries yesterday as well, which is supporting the bond market at this point in time. The other thing that I wanted to touch on has been that area of the US economy, and indeed the UK economy, that's continued to do very well through the past 12 months despite the challenges of COVID-19, and that's the housing market. And like a number of data points in the US, we've continued to see these areas moving to higher levels. What we started to see is that rate of change slowing or indeed coming down ever so slightly. So yesterday it was new home sales in the US that we saw, and that number did decline on a month-on-month basis. Interestingly, as you'd expect, if we look at it on a year-on-year basis, exceptionally strong numbers, some 42% on a year-on-year basis. But if we look at it just on a month-on-month basis, we did see the month-on-month number come down around 5.9%. A couple of factors are at play in that slowdown of new home sales, and it's very much tied to a couple of themes that we've been touching on. One, the shortage in some areas of commodity, in particular wood in the US, and the price increases that we've been seeing there. That's curtailing the demand that's being supplied into the market by the home builders. And at the same time, we've seen house prices continue to increase quite significantly. So if we look at new home sales, the average price increased some 20% over the course of the past 12 months. If we look at it in a broader measure and look at total house price growth in the US over the past 12 months, it's somewhere in the region of around 13% if we look at the Case-Shiller house index measure. So strong house price inflation, and that, I suppose, to an extent is curtailing buyer demand as well, or making the buyer more selective. And that's a very similar theme, just to provide some context on that, as to that which we've seen in the UK. Yes, we know that we've had the supportive programmes in terms of the reduction in stamp duty, etc., from the government as part of their COVID-19 response programme. But we've also seen house price inflation come through in the UK. If we look at that number in the UK, I'm sorry, I'm just looking down to get the right number for you, it's up 10.2% over the period to March, so versus that 13% that we've seen in the US. I'll leave it there for today, but please do subscribe on our YouTube channel. Many thanks.
Subscribing to True Potential YouTube channel is quick and easy. Simply go to your YouTube app on your phone, type in True Potential and press the red subscribe option. You'll then be notified as and when new videos are released.